I'm on my back deck, the upper back deck. Fireman just came again. This is where it burned this close to the deck. It started down here in the very bottom of the canyon and just raced up these hills. If my brother hadn't come and squirted water all over the deck, there's the lower deck, and you can see the trees here are burnt. That tree used to be bright green, but the ground burned to just within feet of this deck. Oh, they're coming with chainsaws now. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm happy they're still here. This morning I was putting out little fires that were smoldering. It was less stressful to just go down there and stomp them out than to watch the smoke. This is my shed that's right off the upper deck, and it burned right up there, nearly to the shed. They still got their hose here, and they've just come back. I don't know, do a little work, I guess, and hopefully pick up their hose. Now I'm on my lower back deck. That's the upper deck. And they're going with some kind of hand machine, I guess, looking for smoldering stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. One guy says hold, and the whole line of men stop. And then they say moving, and they take off again. So this is the back deck. The lower back deck. It burned. You can see there's the side of the house. It burned so close. It burned to basically where the gardeners had cut back the weeds that were growing in between the avocado trees. And this poor tree off the back deck here, this was all green. Now half of it's dead looking. So I'm still on the lower back deck. Just talked to the firemen. They're looking for hot spots. Walking in a line of guys with chainsaws and backpacks. You can see where it burned almost up to the neighbor's house. They mowed their area just 2 days ago up there, and that made a nice line where it stopped burning all their thick brush. And, hey, Muggs. Muggs is a good boy. What a good boy. Muggs was with me yesterday. Had to throw him out of my car so I could put the birds in, but I knew he'd be fine because it wasn't a fire that was raging all around us, just on one side. This giant crack, we never knew this was in the ground over here. Huge looking crevice. When there's men standing around there, you really get a perspective on it. But no men right now. More fire trucks over here. Firemen. The power crews were here all night. I guess just guarding because it was a downed power line that started the fire down there in the canyon. And this morning they seem to be working on it to get them all hooked back up. This is the front deck with the giant thatched finch house that's open, but there's still finches. Finches came to sleep in it last night. So that was good. That thatching part is going away. Something non-flammable will be giving them shade from now on. And down here, you can see how it came pretty close. You know, definitely would have come all the way up to the wood decks if the firemen hadn't gotten here as fast as they did. This area is all the area that was cleared by the gardeners, and where it wasn't cleared in between those trees, it really burned. Neighbors used to have a guest house here that burned down 20 years ago. That whole area burned again for them. So this is the end of my driveway, and this is where the fire stopped. I always thought if I was going to have a bad fire, it would come from this area and race down towards my house, but went the other way. But somehow they stopped it. And then here you can tell exactly where the gardeners cut back the weeds to, because that's the point where they were able to keep it from, you know, getting up to the house and the deck, which is right there. And this giant eucalyptus tree that they say exploded in the fire. Didn't make it that far. Lucky me.